Oh my God, the excuse is that he's trying so hard to make a play to win a game. Lamar Jackson's being baby coddled. He blew the game, 2 straight games, a playoff game, and yesterday, game had a chance to win the game, last possession, and he blew it. You blew it. You blew it. And they're coddling him. He's trying to make a play, but when Mayfield does it, he couldn't get the job done. He blew it. He just can't do it. Well, if you look at Mayfield's come from behind wins and last minute drives, he's like 2-1 over Lamar Jackson's. That's kind of funny. They keep on coddling Lamar Jackson. And now the new one is, well, his downfield throwing it's gotten so much better. It's almost normal. It's his 4th year in the league. Yeah, it's almost normal. It's 4th year in the league. What happened to the underneath? He can't throw underneath. Everything was at the receiver's feet. I mean, he played poor. He had 3 good throws yesterday out of 25? And he lost again. He lost again. I mean, it's time to stop coddling this clown. I mean, it's embarrassing. It's like you got kids' gloves on. And is it because you're afraid to be labeled racist because he's a black quarterback? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Mayfield was being crucified for throwing the ball out of bounds. It got picked off. But Lamar, he's just trying to make a play. He's trying to do anything to put his team on his back. Oh, I'm so embarrassed for this. It's embarrassing. And it's like no one, Brian Greasy, I think it was yesterday. I don't know what game he was watching, but he said Lamar's got it figured out. He says he's got this league figured out. I'm thinking, what game were you watching? He looked horrible. He made like 3 good throws out of 20-some. It's his 4th year, people. It's his 4th year. Why is Mayfield held at such a higher standard? Well, he was the first pick in the draft. Didn't Lamar win an MVP last 2 years ago? And he's regressed since? I mean, I just don't get it. Listen, if you're going to rip Mayfield for trying to win a game against the best team in the National Football League, some say, at the hardest place to play in the National Football League, well, then you might want to rip Lamar Jackson, who had an MVP, who's supposed to be this unbelievable talent against the Las Vegas Raiders. He couldn't even beat them after he had a 14-0 lead. Do you realize after he had a 14-0 lead, he got outscored 37-13. 37-13, Lamar was outscored. That don't sound like a franchise quarterback to me. Hey, Lamar, you better have your mommy maybe start making better negotiations, because guess what? The Ravens may start looking at these videos that I'm making and start saying, this guy's got a point here. I mean, why pay this guy? And I think this deal would have probably got done if you had an agent. An agent only takes like 1%. You realize that? You would already had a deal done, probably $150 million, whatever it is. Agent would have got $1.5 million, whatever. You would have had a deal done, but no, your mommy's going to make the deal, so you got problems. And I'm starting to wonder why Lamar is not in them Heisman commercials. You know what I'm thinking it is? I don't know if this is true. I'm just taking a guess. Could it be that Lamar's mom, agent, whatever, wants a lot more money than they're giving to these players to be in that commercial? I don't know, because I haven't seen him in one of these commercials. I see Mayfield in them all, but I haven't seen Lamar. So it's time to take the kids' gloves off Lamar Jackson. He played terrible last night. Let's call a spade a spade. He played horrible last night. If you're going to say Mayfield blew the game against the best team in football at the hardest place to play, then you better say that Lamar Jackson blew the game again. It's 2 in a row, playoff game and this game, against the Los Angeles Raiders, who had one of the worst defenses in the world. John Gruden tried giving the game away. He ran his fucking field goal unit out there, and with no timeouts left, he's a fucking idiot. John Gruden sucks. And Lamar, get a fucking agent, because I'm telling you, a week or 2 goes by, the more you play, the more you expose yourself. And guess what? The Ravens may wake up and smell the coffee and say, you know what, we don't want this guy. We're going to just get a regular quarterback. And if you're on the free agent market, I don't see a team that will go for you. Who? The teams that wanted Deshaun Watson, they're not going to go for you. What do you offer? You can't throw a football still. Last night's 4th year in the league, and you're still having trouble. It's embarrassing. So, this media is pathetic. Now the newest one, like I said, is, his downfield throwing's getting pretty good. It's almost normal. It's 4th year in the league. I mean, it should have been normal his rookie year. Anyway, it's time to take the kids' gloves off Lamar Jackson. He's a decent player. Not a good quarterback, though, but a decent player. His running abilities, it is dangerous. I can't deny that. And Lamar, hire a fucking agent already. Seriously, the stupidest thing. When you do income taxes, do you do them yourself, or do you hire someone to do them? You hire someone to do them. I'm not saying your mom doesn't know what she's doing, but I'm just saying there are certain things in these contracts that it's hard to understand. And to be honest about it, would your mom actually take this contract to an attorney to have him look over it? I mean, because you may be signing the contract for $50,000 a game. You don't know. Have a fucking agent do it, and then you're safeguarded. Just dumb. It's just stupidity. It's just fucking stupidity. Well, he played terrible last night. Thank God he did, because being outscored, 33-13, not 34. 33-13, being outscored 33-13 after he had a 14-0 lead, that's pretty bad, especially coming from a former MVP.